Hey, Chris here from Intentional. I just wanted to share a little bit more around what I briefly mentioned yesterday, which was this idea of small tricks. Now, this concept of small tricks actually comes from Predictably Irrational, which is a behavioural economics book, which if you're in marketing advertising, it's a must read. It's all about, I guess we've used it a lot for thinking about marketing and advertising tests to run and kind of really get to the heart of human behaviour, particularly around money and how we act. But recently I listened to a podcast by Train Ugly, the Learners Lab, and they're actually talking about this in making better decisions. So knowing that we're flawed humans, and well, I don't know about you, I am a flawed human. I don't always do the things that I set out to do. There's something that stops me. And actually, as this book presents, it's actually quite predictable. We all might do slightly different things, but the way we act is actually, for the most part, truly predictable. And so for me, knowing my strengths, and I shared on one yesterday, ideation. I have another one around connectedness, which I'll share some more about next Thursday. But the idea of connectedness for me is that I might see patterns or connections in things that others might not see. This also allows me to have multiple conversations at one time. It also means, yes, I'm a male, but I can also multitask. It's actually my default state. So that means I ended up procrastinating is probably the weakness of that. And then, as I also shared yesterday, ideation, and the weakness of that is implementation. And another one for me is I'm very future focused, so I can think ahead of time, which is really good unless you couple those two weaknesses and strengths I just spoke about. So essentially I become a procrastinating dreamer, I guess, to say that one thing. So I just wanted to share on today a couple of small tricks that I've been putting in place. Number one, for ideation, if you're an ideator, if you're a big idea person and not so good about implementing, make your ideas public, trip yourself up, put some social pressure on you. And that's what I've done with this 100-day challenge. Is I've gone out, I said I'm going to do it before I even really thought about it, put a structure to it. I knew that I've got some value in ideas. I'm coming up to 5 years, and I really wanted to just start sharing, to flex that muscle to create, as we're telling our clients to do. And so that for me is why we're day 9 into doing this. The next one for me around connecting and also therefore multitasking is to set rewards. So rather than multitasking, do things as rewards. So if I want to go and check out some soccer highlights, F1 highlights, I'm just thinking of sport related highlights right now, set them for a specific time after doing a specific task. So therefore, rather than going and hugely multitasking, I can actually stay focused in on one idea and wait for it to happen. Another small trick for me is using an app called Pensive, which enables me to send an idea very quickly to my inbox and then move on past it. Really, really helpful if you're someone that loves patterns and connecting and seeing things at others. Regarding future, I haven't yet to actually come up with a trick for that. I'm just focusing on those two. But I just thought to spend a minute to talk about the concept of that small trick is actually just to accept, firstly, that your strength comes with a weakness, and to fully let your strength live out is to actually apply some pressure on the weakness. It's not to try and get rid of the weakness, just apply some pressure onto it. So rather than that weakness overarching what you do, so for me, the ideation and the lack of implementation, rather than that lack of implementation able to be strongest, for me, putting a social cue there now puts pressure on that. So the most important thing is actually now, not defaulting to being lazy or to just not implementing or to just enjoying the thrill of the idea. My default actually plays to that social cue, and same play to a reward mentality that I can actually able to do something as a reward for completing a task, and that idea of rather than just seeing everything as connection, stay focused in what I'm doing right now. So I look forward to solving my other strengths, but as I'm sharing around my strengths, I thought I just want to share this and be humble in what I'm doing. Hope that helps you.